The story we have all been waiting for. The Booty Creek Cheek Freak. A horrifying legend of a man in the Booty Creek who is summoned by an accident if one dookies where they're not supposed to dookie. The curse comes to effect when the protagonist of the story, Connor, accompanied by his chat of a friend, Gary, makes that exact mistake, bringing Cheek Freak to life, who doesn't rest until he gets his hands on... This video... There will be spoilers. Brought to you by the talented Puppet Combo, a game which makes you hold on tightly to your dear booty in fear of the lunatic, the psychopath, the maniac, the cheek freak from the Booty Creek. Starring the one and only Jay from the Cub Scouts, playing as Connor, accompanied by his bro man, Bear, aka Gary, with a chest of hair which makes werewolves jealous. All alone in tight, short jean shorts in open woods, camping and doing what two bros would do. Starting from the beginning, Connor asks Gary about Linda, his wife, if she doesn't mind being left alone in the house while Gary is camping with him, to which he responds that Linda only cares about the bottom half of his body, making him not look like an ideal husband to have.
Sometimes it's good to be in the wilderness, just a couple of boys out against the elements.
Supposed to be a full moon tonight. Looks like that doesn't matter to you. You're already a werewolf. Look at that chest.
Hey, don't go yanking my chain like that. That's your excuse for a sense of humor. I can just go back home.
Oh, chill out, Bear. I was just joking. Are you trying to tell me Linda doesn't mind it?
Her only concern is what I've got going on from the waist down, if you know what I mean there.
You're a real kidder, Gary. An absolute comedian.
Gary then instructs Connor to get his mysterious ting-ting from the car, telling Connor he'll recognize it when he sees it. Connor quickly recognizes seeing the thing in the car and goes back to the campsite to hand it over to Gary.
Thanks for grabbing my thing. Hope it wasn't too hard.
It was bigger than I expected, but that's okay. Who the hell are you?
Suddenly, an old man appears from thin air, warning Connor and Gary about the Booty Creek Cheek Freak, pointing out that they have some guts coming here with the cheeks they're rocking with.
You got guts coming into these woods with cheeks like that.
The old man then goes on to explain the legend that a man many years ago went to use a public toilet not far from where they're camping. Unfortunately for the man, as he had a set of large cushions, he got stuck on the toilet seat and couldn't get himself free. As time passes on, with no one coming to his rescue, he starts losing his sanity and eventually starves to death. The legend says if anyone drops their number 2 on the floor of the toilet stall, they are bound to face the consequences, with the Booty Creek Cheek Freak arising once more to hunt what he desires the most, a set of buns he used to have until they got him stuck. The old man then suddenly disappears right in front of their eyes, making Gary and Connor uncomfortable, questioning the legitimacy of the legend. They decide to try hard and not drop a dookie on the floor, as the legend of the Cheek Freak only could work if they do. As Connor and Gary decide to sleep and let the terrible and troubling thoughts of Cheek Freak slowly go away, time passes and Connor suddenly gets an urge to finding a bathroom. After some walk, he reaches an abandoned property where he finds left behind notes. A note depicts the anxious mood of the writer, who seemed to suffer from auditory hallucination, with scratches on the walls being heard from inside of the property, seemingly being the reincarnated soul of the Cheek Freak. Going through the property and going out of it from behind, Connor reaches a public restroom where he quickly rushes to one of the stalls, saying to himself he would never use a urinal for number 2, as he's a changed man now and he wouldn't make the same mistake twice. When of course he accidentally does the one thing he wasn't supposed to do, dropping his business on the floor. Concerned the legend might be true, the lights suddenly turn off and Connor sees no other than the horrifying Booty Creek cheek freak, having a deformed face, looking like a set of buns. The cheek freak looks deeply in Connor's eyes and demands to have his cheeks, when Connor in fear rushes out of the bathroom in order to find Gary and get out of the woods, as he doesn't want their cheeks to fall victim to the cheek man.
Give me them cheeks, boy.
Running anxiously through the dark woods, holding tightly to his dear assets, Connor arrives at the campsite to be faced with blood smear all over the tent. Nervous to what might have happened, Connor notices a note nailed to a tree, reading out to watch out below, when the mutilated corpse of Gary falls from above, with his cheeks being ripped out, or as Connor remarks, deciccated. Connor, horrified to what might happen to his dear cheeks, he runs towards the car in order to escape this maniac who's after cheeks. Looking anxiously for the car, analyzing and inspecting every corner of the woods, Connor comes to the realization that the car is gone, with the cheek man possibly having it moved, with Connor being trapped in the dark woods with the psychopath. The old man Connor and Gary encountered earlier then suddenly drops from the sky, seemingly having his cheeks mutilated as well. Maybe with just a little bit of exercise, old age doesn't matter when it comes to cheeks. While chatting and Connor confessing he was the cause of all of this, the cheek freak starts the car, with his head poking out of the roof and his legs or arms protruding from the sides, as if controlling the car manually, changing its nature of running on the engine. All I'm trying to say is that it looks weird. Cheek Freak chases after Connor in a slow yet suspenseful pursuit, going after those cheeks. Finding a random restroom, Connor blanks out and finds himself in a different room with a note. The note reads that the only way Cheek Freak could be defeated is through finding all of his bones and flushing them down the toilet. Until then, the Cheek Freak can smell the stench of the protagonist's bum and follow him. Only way to combat the stench is through using air fresheners. Connor, determined to find the bones, picks up a bottle of air freshener to cover his tracks and gets on his way to find the bones. Exploring the new surreal world covered in flesh, Cheek Freak souvenirs, and other unreal things, Connor notices the Cheek Freak sniffing from a safe distance. The Cheek Freak is of course sniffing around to find Connor and track him, but thanks to the multiple air fresheners left around by Peepa, the man who wrote the note, Connor can cover his stinky tracks. After some more booty jokes and puns represented in the surreal world, Connor manages to collect all of the bones and flush them down the toilet. The Cheek Freak then appears in front of Connor and starts to burn in an agonizing manner. Just before the Cheek Freak burns to ash, it summons a dynamite with all of its might, causing Connor to sustain a severe injury and seemingly start to perish, taking his last breaths.
I'll see you in hell, bitch.
Wish you were here, Gary. It's a beautiful moon tonight.
It's a little difficult to say due to the flat voice acting at the end, with Connor talking normally, not gasping or even showing any sign of pain, whether he's actually dying or just chilling. But to Jay's credit, he was given the script without much direction. He seemingly didn't even know that at the end he must act injured, with his knee being busted and its bone poking out.
Like I said, when I saw the script, I was just reading words and I couldn't see what was going on, and I'm a very visual person, so you like, for example, the very last lines when the guy was like, "Wish you were here, Gary. It's a beautiful moon tonight." I actually didn't even know that he just got done with an explosion and his knee was like outside of his leg. You know, somebody like that would sound hurt, right? So I would have been like, "Wish you were here, Gary. It's a beautiful moon tonight," or something like that, like kind of like in pain, but you're also still trying to be optimistic, something like that. So I would have changed that.
Connor, taking his last breaths, looks at the big moon, appreciating the beauty of it, remembering Gary and wishing he was there with him, remembering the dashing set of buns he was packing in the short jean shorts. And with that, the story of Cheek Freak, Connor, and Gary comes to an end. At this point, I really don't know what to say. I'm sorry I made this video. But low-key, it was pretty hilarious and I enjoyed it. It's been your host Star, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.